like they can join at the scheduled time. Hello, hello. Although you cannot see me because I am fighting with you know, technology. Integrated webcam. We'll use that since it's not going to see my other camera. And why isn't it seeing it though? That's so weird. I'm sorry, you guys. Give me un momento, por favor. Let me see if I can fix this. Well, we might as well go to the other camera so you guys can at least see the table. You guys may not be able to see me tonight, which, you know, is not necessarily a bad thing. Let me go to my main controls.
Veronica, come on in, have a seat. Okay, thank you.
Veronica? Who is Veronica?
It just popped up.
You want to say hi to everybody, baby, while I fight with the camera?
Sure.
Thank you.
Right now I see your forearms.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I can't get either front-facing camera to work.
Your forearms real quick.
Are they moving?
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
You're just so still.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to fight with the camera. Because, like, the camera on my... Well, I wonder what happens if I just unplug that one altogether. But remember to talk loud, too, okay, baby? Or do you have your mic on?
Nope.
Okay.
That doesn't work. Well, one day we should try it again. Just it might work, for all we know.
Just to see what happens?
Yep. All right, let's see.
Baby, I can't even find my camera. Okay, nobody needs to see me. We're just going to move forward. It's fine. You guys don't need to see me, right? It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. And even when it's not fine, it's fine. I don't know why my camera isn't working on my computer, though. That is just weird. That should be an option. Do I go to settings? I'm going to try one more time.
Okay.
View all devices. There we go. So it's seeing both webcams, but it's just not, I don't know. We are just going to go with the flow. At least you guys can see the table. That's the importance. So good evening, everyone. I apologize. I literally have two options for a front-facing camera, and neither option is working. And I don't know how to fix it. So we are just going to move forward, and it'll be fine. You want to say hi to everybody today, baby?
So far on Facebook, I see Karen Moyer and Flea Brown.
Hello, ladies.
And on YouTube, I see Linda Wigginton, Jerry Peter, and So Glazer. And let's see, Linda says, can't wait for April. And So Glazer says, hope you're feeling better. Madonna Rap just joined.
Hey, Madonna.
You also haven't been live for 2 weeks. So for all we know, everything reset.
I know, babe, but I literally have an exterior camera.
Sweetie, at work, I should get notifications every time my website updates.
Uh-huh.
And for about a month, I just didn't. And then one day it just started again.
Oh, okay.
Nothing changed.
Everything is exactly as it should be right now.
So
right?
it's the internet, it's
Yeah.
operating systems, it's chaos. I don't like any of it. I don't want it anymore.
Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. So, anyways, you guys can see the table, which is the important part. I just want to look at my people and talk to them, baby. I don't like it.
I understand they want to see you too, to make sure that you're not like death warmed over.
I know. I feel 150% better than I did this time last Sunday. Probably 200% better than I felt this time last Sunday. It was pretty rough. Pretty rough. But I'm grateful because I do feel a lot better today. I'm at like 90% today. What would you say? David, you got better a lot faster than I did.
Last night was the first night I felt okay. Today I actually feel, yeah, I would say about 80%. Like yesterday, it was still a little shaky standing.
Mm-hmm.
Today it's like, no, now it's normal old man shaky. Not sick old man shaky.
Oh, just old man shaky.
Just a normal old man, oh, don't make me get up shaky. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but it kicked our behinds.
Yes, very much so. And so I feel 100% better today. A couple of you reached out to check on me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your kind words last week.
Did you turn your mic on?
I did. Is it not showing?
No. I'm just curious.
Okay. So I figured it out.
Karen Moyer says Mercury is in retrograde. Just saying.
I think Mercury lives in retrograde. Can we just say that for like the last 6 years? Just say it. No. I feel 100% better. And thank you guys so much for checking on me. I do appreciate that. I thought it was food poisoning, honestly. But then David came home from work Thursday.
Thursday.
It wasn't Thursday, Wednesday. And so I don't know what bug we have, but it's been rough.
I didn't get out of bed for 48 hours except to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Which was lucky enough, close to our bed.
Yes. And whoever gave me this bug, until you do right by me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
It was, I was telling Royce, I didn't open my eyes for those 48 hours.
I know.
I mean, that's not an exaggeration.
David walked in the door. I was talking to George. David walks in the door, goes in the room. And so George is like, okay, I'm going to leave. So I went in the room expecting to like chit chat. And you were already undressed in the bed.
Yeah.
Sleep. It was like 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Look, I'm going to tell all of you because she can't get that mad at me. On the way home from work, I toyed with taking a turn and going to the ER.
Oh.
I felt that bad.
I'm sorry, baby.
So, because on the way home, I go straight, come home, take a right turn, hospital's right there.
I know. Karen thought we may have been hungover from the big butt contest.
Oh, yeah, sure. we were the non-booze people.
I know.
They got mad at us because we
were the booze people, actually. That was our job.
Booze police.
Oh, yeah, we were the booze police. So, I'm sorry. If you are new here, I apologize. But Sunday nights, we hang out, y'all. We hang out, we chit-chat is what we do. But my name is Royce Hunt Bell, and the voice you guys hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell. Together, we make up Roycycle Treasures. We meet here every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, where we chat. There's a lot of chatting, and we craft. And we were not here last Sunday because we were both, I was sick last Sunday. And so I honestly forgot we were in the middle of a project, you guys. So I'm going to put you guys down to the table, and we'll have a discussion about the project I planned for today and then the one that we still have to finish. I really forgot. It's been 2 weeks.
Oh, we have a new area checking in. Karen Nance is in St. Croix.
Oh,
So if you are on the Facebook, we would appreciate it if you would share and put a comment. That helps.
yes.
Hit an emoji. That helps. It just shows engagement.
Yes.
And the more engagement, the more likely you are to know when things are happening. If you're on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and if you would hit the bell, it's for notifications. You can only get the notifications you
Yes.
want. YouTube is good about that. They will let you customize. So I literally get 2 notifications, you and the Bad Movie Guys.
And that's when I upload a new movie or when we go live. And so a new movie. You said movie, guys. I said movie. I actually spent the afternoon editing a video. So I am going to work on getting some YouTube videos. My goal is once a week. Y'all pray for me. We'll see what happens. But my goal is to get 1 new video posted a week. So you guys are going to look for that. And then when we go live. And of course, I'm live on Monday for Mixed Media Mondays. And on Mixed Media Monday, you guys, if you are a Royce Cycled Insider, you've already gotten a couple of emails with the Mixed Media Mashup game. And we have different categories. There's paint. This is just one half of the game. There's actually another half. There's paint, DIY, stencils, stamp, and collage. And under each category, there is like a challenge. And the way the game is set up is for you to glue it to a popsicle stick. And then on Monday, I pick like 4 or 5 random sticks out of here. And then I have to, on the fly, be able to do these. So like I might pick collage, decoupage, scraps, texture, visual under like visual texture under my paper, paint, use bright colors, and let's see, stamp with ink, right? So I have to do all these things in my project that we're working on together on the fly. And I honestly don't know what I'm going to pull until I'm live with you guys. So you guys can come and watch me struggle on Monday mornings. That's at 9 a.m. Pacific time for that game. And you guys are welcome. That's every Monday, except for last Monday, because my face was probably in the toilet last Monday. Last Monday morning. This Monday, I will be back. I'm super excited. Although this Monday, you guys, we're going to be finishing up projects. So I thought it was funny because somebody pointed out last week, I posted a picture of the last Mixed Media Monday that we did together. And you guys can see that my transfer plastic is still on here. And somebody noticed that. She's like, is that the plastic from your transfer still on there? Yes, it is, because this piece isn't done. And I still had a lot of moisture under my paper, so it wasn't transferring well. So what I do when that happens is I just walk away and leave it, and I come back and finish the transfer later. So we said that the first Monday was going to be the day that we go back to our projects to do any kind of finish work. And since I wasn't available this past Monday, we'll be doing that tomorrow. So like this piece looks done in the photograph, but it really isn't, right? I accidentally cut in here. I'm so sad. So I still have to address that and figure out how to fix it. I have some places here where the paper stuck where I didn't want it to stick. So there's paper pulp there. I need to clean that up. And then there's a couple of spots where I need to go in and do some touch-up painting. And then this sign was meant to be hanged horizontally. So I need to work out how I'm going to fix this so that I can hang it vertically. So I feel like a lot of times when you guys watch us do live videos, our projects really aren't completely done. Like there's finishing work that needs to be done. And if you're new to creating, it can be frustrating because you create something that you see somebody create and you get to that place where you have those little finishings that need to be done and you're not sure where to go. And so on Monday, we'll be spending time just kind of walking through how I approach different challenges. Some of them I've done before, some I haven't. And we'll figure it out together. But hopefully you guys will learn and become more confident in being able to finish things that you are proud to either hang in your home, give as gifts, or sell if you're a business owner who are selling the things that you make. So that's Monday. So hopefully you guys will come and hang out with me on Monday mornings.
Sherry Meek says, I take it yours was a belly sick. So sorry, I've been sick with head and chest since February 23rd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. She's starting to get over it.
No, it was the worst one. I just hate it. Nobody likes it, right? But I hate it. Like, I hate it so bad. I had set up this tray as a project. I saw this on Pinterest. That's not my idea. So I took a spoon. You guys know, those of you who come to our whatnot sales, you've seen my spoons that are already flattened. And so I took this one and I bent it like this. And I'm going to have George drill a hole for me so I can attach it. But we're going to make the tray fabulous first, and then we'll attach the spoon. And then I have this little like Amazon light that I could put on here. So this will be a super cute sconce. And now that there are so many options for battery operated lights, there really isn't a reason to like even deal with fire, right? So I figured a little bit of hot glue on the bottom of this, because this comes off, and I can glue it to my spoon. Maybe I'll paint it so it'll blend in a little bit better. And we may even do something with the candle. But I was going to do this tonight. That's what my notes say about taking some silver plated dishes and making something fabulous. But I forgot we did not finish the project we started already. So we'll start this one on next Sunday.
Well, it's funny you talked about candles. I watched a piece today on the house of the founder, the creator of Yankee Candle. Lives up in Massachusetts while you were working on your video. And the guy that was showing the house, just kind of going through the place, which, by the way, ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I mean, we have a bad habit of watching very wealthy homes.
Yes.
This one is crazy in terms of everything that's in it.
Oh. Like wackadoodle?
No, just the shit. He has an indoor water park.
Oh, wow.
And that's not an exaggeration. There's a water slide, and there's grottos and waterfalls. It's an indoor water park. But the thing the guy kept saying was, "Oh, it's candlelit everywhere." Well, yeah, he's the founder of Yankee Candle. But all I kept thinking of was, all your walls are going to be black.
Oh, from all those candles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your ceilings, your walls, and I'm like, just put it one with a battery.
I know, right? Well, then what would he do with his candles, though, babe?
I know. I mean that. But look, if he's selling his home, your
That's
candles
true.
got to go.
They got to go. I like that idea, Kathleen. Yeah, that's going to be a fun project, right? Because there's a lot of things that we can do. So, what else? I guess we'll get started. So, you guys, this project was one we did together. This was a plain corbel that I found at the thrift store. And it was a single corbel. There was no match to it. So I thought it'd be cute to make it a shelf. So this is a chopping board. I think it was a bamboo chopping board. So I just attached it to the top of this corbel. We added some would you bin molds to the side. We actually took this one, let me see, number 141B, and I cut it in half. And then we put it on either side of here, so to make it a little bit more like, I don't know, bougie. And then I added some other would you bin molds that are shaped like gears. And you guys, we use milk paint. We use 2 colors of milk paint on here. We already waxed this, and I was telling David when we were getting ready to come live right now that I forgot that I wanted to add some patina to this. I didn't want it to be just plain. So even though we've waxed this, I'm going to try, and let's see what happens. When we went to Sacramento for the IOD conference a couple of years ago, Annie Sloan was there teaching a workshop, and she actually taught us a paint finish to do over the top of wax. So I know for all of us, we've always learned that wax is last, right? Because nothing's going to adhere to the wax. But we're going to see what happens. We're experimenting always, by the way. If you're new here, this is the Mad Laboratory. Where we experiment and play and just see what happens. So I have a couple of things here. This is I Love Hue, which I don't think Kelly makes this paint anymore. I feel bad because she sent this to me ages ago, and I'm just now using it. I'm sorry, Kelly. I don't know. There's so much to do. right? You guys saw my video today about a solopreneur. Our jobs are never done. And this one is more of like a green. It looks blue on the screen, but it really leans more green. This one leans more blue. You guys can see that difference, right? And then I have a third one here. So these are just 3 different kind of blue, green, verdigris type colors. I do think that when you're making like a patina, using several different colors of blue does make it more authentic. And I think I thought I had another color here. Let me go look, baby.
All right. Alyssa Bricker Visithin says she has a mixed media project tickling her brain. She wants to use decoupage, crackle, and raise stencil to create an aged look.
Do it.
Tucson Junkster said, no, she doesn't. I was so sad when she stopped making it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Tammy. I know she sent me like 2 or 3 colors, but that's the only one I can find. It's okay. And I mean, Wise Owl has a verdigris. I thought I had it pulled out, but I'm not seeing it. Well, heck. Okay. We will make it work. It'll be fine. I'm going to make a shirt. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. And even when it's not fine, it's fine. That's what it's going to say. So I'm going to take these, and this one is a glaze. The reason why I'm looking for like a third paint color is because glazes are different than paints in that they're generally more transparent than the paints would be. So this one is not going to be as opaque. And so I'm going to essentially have 2 colors, and I'd rather have 3. Maybe I have an acrylic paint color that I can use. Here we go. This one's darker, right? That's a lot darker. We'll use that one. I don't have a ton in there, but we'll see what happens. I don't need much. So I'm going to take paint, and let's turn it up this way. I'll just do it up. Well, I want it to drip down, though, not up. It might be hard for you guys to see what I'm doing. We're going to figure it out. We'll do like this, and then I'll just have to tilt it and let it drip. But you guys can at least see how I'm applying it. I want to apply most of my product up here and then have it run down and or around like all of my different areas and then have it run down. There's a couple of things. I remember when I first tried to make drips, because it's something that looks like it's so easy to do. But then when you go to do it, you end up with like these ghost, marks on your projects because you've used too much water. So today we're going to talk a lot about like how to make drips. And if you haven't done it before, haven't tried before, you're probably like, yeah, duh. But I'm telling you, it is a bit of a science. So the first thing that I want to do in preparation before I even get started is I want to prepare my paint. And I'm not even going to need a ton of paint. So I'm just going to use the lids to my condiment cups to mix these 3 paint colors in. And what I want to do is I want to break the emulsion of my paint. So you guys know how your paint has structure, right? When you pick up your paint, it doesn't just run. It like holds its shape. Can you open that, baby? It like holds its shape, right? And that's because the paint is emulsified. Kind of like when you make like mayonnaise or you whipped cream, right? And you take something from a liquid state and you make it into more of a more solid state. That's what your paint is in right now. And so we're wanting to break that down. Thank you, babe. A little bit, but we don't want to water it down. We just want to add just enough water to break the emulsion of the paint so that we can get it to move easier. And the reason why I prefer to do this step as opposed to adding like a ton of water later is because I want to still keep the darkness or I want to still keep the pigment. I don't want to water it down so much that I end up with ghost marks rather than true drip marks on my project. So, and you guys see how that is, right? Like this paint has a structure. It's going to hold itself. So if I put this on something, it's not going to run at all. So I'm going to add just enough water, like barely any water. And I'd rather add water a little bit at a time than to try to add like a ton of water at once. And my paint is too watery. And this paint is really old, so it's really thick.
Chris Schmidt says she drips all the time, just never where it should be.
That sounds like a joke David would tell Chris. And so you can see now that, let me add a little bit more. I just don't want to water it down so much that it's just watery. I need it to leave pigment wherever I put it. I wish I had some more condiment cups, but this is going to be plenty. So just enough so that it'll drip off of my thing when I pick it up. So unlike before, I've broken the emulsion of this. So it's going to drip now more readily than it will if I were to use it full strength. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all of my colors. And then we will start on our piece. And you guys can absolutely ask questions as we go. If you are new here, understand that there is no such thing as a stupid question. We don't know what we don't know, right? Until we ask and we find out. So if you have a question, regardless of how you feel, or the whole idea that you should know, to me is crazy, because how would you know unless you learned it, right? So
Elizabeth Geis asks, oh no, she says drips are not easy. Jerry Peter asks, what brand of glaze?
That is Wise Owl's glaze. And this is color is, I believe it's called, oh, this is Verdigris. I'm looking for Verdigris. This is Verdigris by Wise Owl. And this blue, there's barely anything in it. And I have a really pretty turquoise, but it's in the house. Should I do it? Should I cut the top off of this? And Amsterdam paint is my favorite paint to use with my gel plate. So I'm really sad that I'm out of this turquoise blue. And I'm probably not even going to use all of this. So that's the turquoise blue. So I'm going to do the same thing. Can you guys see? You guys can see me, right? I wish I had popsicle sticks. Fiddlesticks. This is probably better though, because it's less wasteful. And I'm using this rather than a brush too, so I don't get a bunch of paint in my brush. Yeah, I learned a very important lesson this week. You paint with milk paint. You cannot let your brush jar sit for a long time. Just saying, it gets stinky a lot faster. Did you decoupage? Did you text Dom, baby?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
I texted Dom, Harry, and you.
Oh.
I just grabbed the last group chat we had.
Okay. I just thought he'd be here by now.
I did too.
So, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm really just thinning it out a little bit so that I don't end up with like a clump when I go to add it to my piece. And we have one more color, and I do not know what color this is. I apparently thought that I would remember the color when I put this in this bottle.
Kathleen Hoovis asks, could an air dryer be used to aid in the drips? I think she means like hair dryer.
To aid in it dripping? Yeah, you can do that, but it's going to dry it though, right? And that's not always what you want. I like to use my dryer to control like when it stops dripping. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's perfect and you just want everything to stop right where it is. And so I'll dry something really quickly so it'll stop. This one's like perfect. You guys see that? How it's running? Perfection. Okay, so I have my 3 colors. I'm going to use this brush because it's the only small brush I have out here, but it'll be fine. It's like funky. You guys see that? The end? Interesting. So I'm going to add it up here and I'm going to let it drip down. Now I'm going to go ahead and wet my surface first, because if I put it on a dry surface, it's going to be harder for it to move. So I'm going to wet my surface. I'm not soaking it, but I am wetting it pretty good. Just because I know that, let me let anything that's running run off. And then we're going to apply our colors. I'm going to start with this color first. And I'm just going to add it like in this area right here, kind of in between. And I'm going to mist it, but like barely. I don't want to add a lot of water because I really don't want my pigment to like, so I'm going to barely mist that. And I wish you guys, I don't know. I guess maybe I should. And you guys see how it's running down? So I'm just going to encourage that to run. And sometimes what I'll do is say, if I want, so right now it's running pretty good. Like actually, I think I'm going to dry this. We talked about later about using your dryer. This is how I use my dryer. If I get some marks that I'm like really digging and I want it to stop right there and not go anywhere, I'll come in and dry this really quickly. That way I don't have to worry about losing that when I go in to continue to add. This is a little bit solid right here. I'm not digging that too much, so let me move that around a wee bit.
Lisa, she just completed a mixed media mashup. Needs to post a picture.
Ooh, I want to see. I saw your clock, Flea. It's beautiful. And so I'm going to go ahead and dry this. And you guys see this right here that you can barely see where it ran. And I'm going to see up here. This is what I mean by ghost. It went there, but there's barely any pigment there, right? And that's not optimum. It's not a big deal for this piece because we're going to go over it with some more colors. But like when I first started, either A, my paint wasn't moving at all, and I had a big glob of paint at the top because the emulsion just wasn't breaking up evenly. It was just kind of cracking. Or I would put too much water and I'd end up with like these ghost marks that didn't have enough pigment. Like this has a lot of pigment. So I'm going to dry this because I'm digging that right there. And then we'll go in with some other colors. And I'll show you guys another trick. And we're working over wax too. So we don't know what's going to happen, y'all. We'll see right now, I guess. And I do have a texture masterclass where I go like seriously step by step by step. And this is part of the class, is how to create drips. And who was it? Oh, I think it was Whitney. Is Whitney here tonight? She's in our membership and she's taking a Procreate class, but she was just saying how, you know, she knows that a lot of the information taught and that you can find on YouTube. But when you take a class and your information is organized in a way where you can find it, you know where it is, and you have a workbook, it really can aid in your ability to retain the information that you're learning. And then being able to access it when you need it is a big deal too. So yes, you can probably watch 50 videos and find out how to do things for free. But when you take a course and the information is organized, it really does make a difference. And it's focused because, you know, the subject is the same over the course of the different lessons. Okay. So with using my dryer, I just kind of froze that right there. And I don't have to worry about losing blah, 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 that yumminess right there. So I want this to come down a little bit further. So I'm going to cheat and drop this right in here. So one of the things I was going to talk about was, I'm going to spritz just water in here. If I wanted to control exactly where, y'all look at my fine line brushes. They are just ruined. Nobody judge me. Don't judge me. If I wanted to control exactly, like I'm going to put it here. And if I want that drip to go exactly like right here, I am going to just put water right there. So it's pretty dry all around here. And I am basically going to create a path for that drip to go down. Now, when it gets down here, it's going to spread out because there's a lot of moisture here. But right here is going to follow that drip line pretty good. And I'm going to go in and add this right here.
Jerry asked, did you put the embellishments on the piece?
Yes, we did it on a live, not last week, but the week before. 24, Roberts came knocking at my door. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't help it. I tried to let it go, but my brain just wouldn't. So you guys can see where it went exactly where I put that water, right? Because it's going to go with the path of least resistance. And so it went right there. And then, of course, once it gets down here, it's going to spread out a little bit because all of this right here is wet. And sometimes I want like a focus strip, but like this right here, this kind of splayed, you know, this effect right here is so yummy. I love that so much. So I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and basically freeze that right there.
Karen Moyer asked, does the Wise Owl paint reactivate?
It does not. That is a thing. If you want to be able to dry and freeze your paint, you're going to want to use a paint that will kind of cure along the way. So Wise Owl paint does cure, even though it's a chalk style paint. And so when I use my dryer, I'm drying it, but I'm also hitting with a little bit of heat so that it doesn't, you know, so it kind of locks in place. But you guys can see what I mean about having drips that are pigmented versus having them where it's just like a ghost of pigment on your piece. And the more embellishment you have, I feel like the easier it is to do it because you can cheat and go along the edges of these embellishments to be able to add more and more. So I'm going to keep going and hopefully I will not go too far. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I need some water, but not like a lot of water, just a wee bit of water.
Jerry asks, does the dryer have a cool setting?
This one doesn't. It's just hot. It's actually an embossing gun, but if you had one with a heater setting, and the thing I like about this one too is that it doesn't, because it is an embossing gun, it doesn't really blow. Like there's not a lot of air. It's primarily heat. So my stuff doesn't move around like it would if I were using a hair dryer. And you guys see I missed it that just a little bit though, not a ton. And because the emulsion's already broken, my paint is gonna move.
Lisa Vansell, there are times you want to move that paint downward with your finger to help. That doesn't work.
I mean, it can. You can just cheat. Like if you want it to go like this right here, that's a little solid. I don't like that. And you can cheat with brushes too. I have this brush and there's just water on here, Lisa. So I could go in and if you have it and you want it to move down further, I would just dry it and then draw a water line where you want it to go and then put some more paint. You know what I mean? Rather than trying to coach it with your finger. And a lot of times letting it go where it goes, you end up with something that's more organic anyways, because that's how it would happen, right? If your item was sitting somewhere and it was actually, what's the word? Oxidizing. That's what it would look like. So sometimes we want to control, and those of you who know me know how much I like to control things, but we can get a better result if we just let it be. And I think I'm going to move on to another color. I remember the first piece I did where I wanted to do a patina, and it was a dress form, and I put wings on the back. I love that piece. That was the first time someone ever bought something from me and called it art. It was Susan Decker. And she took a picture of it like in an alcove at her house, and it looked so pretty. I was supposed to make a matching one for her daughter, and I just didn't. But I remember making that piece, and I took it to work, and I just kind of put it in my office so I could look at it. You guys know how it is when you're working on something and you can't figure it out. Sometimes it just needs to be in your sight so you can just kind of look at it, and your mind can figure it out. And I figured out the problem was I had only used one color of blue. It really does make a difference when you use multiple hues. And so let's go in.
Let's see. Michelle Fensky says, "Is that wood or metal?"
So this piece is all wood. It is a thrift store. ¿Cómo se dice? What is this called? I'm so ridiculous. Just this part right here is just from the thrift store. It did have this little piece screwed on the bottom right here, but we replaced it with this larger one. So we took this smaller one off and replaced it with this larger piece. And then these are ILD molds. I mean, not ILD. These are would you bin molds that we added 2 Sundays ago. We did all this together, and then we used milk paint and we used wax to get us this far. And so today we're going to add some patina, and then we're going to decoupage the top, and then we'll be finished with this piece. And next week we can start with my Frankenstein silver piece.
Chris Schmidt asks, "How many entries did you get for the contest?"
We got quite a few entries for the contest. Thank you for reminding me, Chris. So you guys, I'm hoping to have everything uploaded by Wednesday so that you guys can start voting for People's Choice. I want to leave it open for 10 days for voting, but I will make sure and send an email out. So if you're a Roycycled Insider, you'll be notified as soon as they are posted. If you would like to be a Roycycled Insider, you can put hashtag insider if you're on Facebook, and you'll get a notice showing you how to be an insider. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and you can't do it live. I hate that it's the comments are different when they're live than they are when they're not live. There is a link in the community tab on Facebook where it has the information for you to become, on YouTube. There's a community tab on YouTube if you want information on how to become a Roycycled Insider. You guys will notice that when I'm going in, I'm kind of focusing in like on the little crevices, because I feel like when things have patina, that's where the water sits. And so that's where you're more likely to see, right? Something like this. Not necessarily, it can be on the top, but generally it's in the recesses of your piece. And so I'm going to go ahead and freeze all this. And you guys see me wiping, like I don't care for the way it's kind of wrapping around there. It looks kind of weird. So I'm going to freeze that. I'm going to freeze this in place. And this little ghost print right here is bothering me. So I'm going to add a little bit more color here.
Lisa lasts more than 100?
I think it might be right at, Lisa. I don't know, because
this was not the week to be tallying data.
No, I was too sick. I'll be honest with you. Like I looked in there, but I haven't done any work. So I'll be spending the next couple of days going into the folders, making sure that all the entries are where they're supposed to be, and organizing everything, because I need to organize it for my judges. I don't want it to be like arduous for them to be able to go through the photos and do the judging. And I also need to make sure that I like organizing for myself, so that when I start making the albums on Facebook, that I'm able to upload everything into the right albums and get it all done. So it's just, it's not like a huge undertaking, but it is a bit of an undertaking. So in a couple of days, I will get them uploaded. I will tell you, there are some beautiful entries. It's interesting though, because my brand is, how old am I? 9 years, 10 years? The Roycycle brand is pretty old. Not pretty old, but we're getting up there. And I looked back at our contest that we did, which I believe was the last one in 2022, and there was tons of furniture. And you can see the change in my brand, because there's a lot more home decor now. There aren't a lot of furniture pieces. So if you had a furniture piece and you didn't like put it, the odds of, if you entered a piece, the odds of you winning is really strong, because there aren't a ton of furniture pieces. But it's just interesting, like the focus has changed
at least
over time. I know, because we've been together for 11 years.
Yeah.
And it was already, I was already Roycycled.
No,
12 years. So in that time, and for those of you who've been with me a while, you know I started with furniture. And I don't know. And the crazy thing is I used to hate doing smalls. Like when I did furniture, I would literally say I hate doing smalls because I felt like they were just as much work as a piece of furniture. And now the thought of doing furniture just, I don't know. I'm going to do a furniture piece. Don't say it. You don't have to say it. I don't know if I'm gonna start with that one. That one's big. I was thinking about that the other night. Do I want to start with that furniture piece?
Well, because you said you got one out here. So.
I do, but me and George and I were talking, and I have a smaller piece. You remember that store in Scottsdale? You don't remember?
We've gone to thrift stores everywhere. So.
I know. This one was like, anyways, we got a piece. It's like a small side table. It's a really cool piece, though. I was thinking about starting with that one. So I want to have some patina here, right? I don't want to just have it all up there. So I'm going to go. And another thing that my spray bottle does, too, is it moves things around so it looks more organic. Because if I left it like that, that looks really contrived, right? But just by misting it, it's going to kind of move things around so that it doesn't look. And I didn't spray that.
Jerry Peters says, do you have photos of the furniture you've done?
I do.
Page, yeah.
I have, but you know what is interesting? So I have photos of some of the pieces that I've done. There's always a conversation with furniture artists. And, you know, it's interesting when you've been doing this for a while because you get to witness new people coming into the niche. And it's interesting to me that the conversations are always the same. So if you go into groups, there'll be conversations on how important your photographs are, for instance. And some people will argue that you don't need to spend time staging your furniture and taking nice photos. You can sell it without doing that. And they're right. You can sell it without doing that. But I will tell you what I learned from years of painting and selling furniture. When you stage your furniture and you make it look really nice, there's a perceived value of that piece that you're not going to get taking a picture in a dark room with the mop next to it. You know what I'm saying? It makes a difference. And you can ask for more money for a piece simply by taking the time to stage it and photograph it well. So that's my number one thing. Number two, I have an entire body of work that no one will ever see because I did not take the time to stage and photograph it well. And that's the other piece, right? So there's a lot of furniture that I painted and sold that I cannot show you because I didn't bother taking pictures, because I was the same way when I first came into the niche. Like, why am I going to take time staging a piece? People are buying it. Well, yeah, but I probably could have asked for more money if I would have taken the time to stage it and take really nice photos. And opportunities come and you never ever know where they're going to come from. What if a magazine contacts you and they want to show off your work and talk about your work, but you don't even have any photos that would be good enough for a magazine? So take time, take photos. Sorry. Just a little soapbox right there. I'm going to go with the dark blue, but not too much because I don't want to override everything. And then what I don't want to do the other side because that's going to be a whole nother thing. And we'll be here all night just doing patina. I'll do that patina on the other side later. But I did want to do this part with you guys. So we'll finish our patina over here. And then I should put something on this one, huh? And you guys can't see it, but when you're working on your piece and you've misted it already, the water just starts moving on its own, which is really, really nice. The paint starts moving on its own, which is nice because it just makes for more organic shapes. And I'm tilting it up. And so you guys see how I'm just using a little bit of blue, not a ton, but you guys can see the dark blue in there. And you can see that there are different colors. So I'm going to dry this really quickly This right here needs some work. That's bothering me. There's a lot of ghost prints going on over here. And it's because I didn't do it right. I didn't mist it first. And then I had to mist too much water to get it to move. So let's do that again. And I'm not even going to use all this water that I have. All this paint that I put in these lids. And I am kind of mixing my blues together. Like I'm not cleaning my brush in between. I'm going to try to lay a bunch of paint right here and see if I can get that to, okay. Oh yeah, that's much better. Missed it a little bit. And I'm sorry you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm just putting a little bit of paint in those cracks so I can get some drips coming down this piece. Another thing you can do is you can like load up your brush and then kind of squeeze it so that you're adding a lot of product and like it doesn't have a choice but to drip. So I'm like pushing it down on the surface. That's much better. And I'm going to go ahead and stop all that business. But you guys see that right there is a lot better than it was before. And I took my brush and I just pushed it so that it would drip more paint down there. And so we're going to dry this and then I'm going to go over the highlights a little bit, copper. And then that's how I would add patina to my piece. And so I do have drips here and they're not just ghosts. They still have a lot of pigment, but they're still dripping and running everywhere. I hope that's helpful for anybody who's tried and maybe you're discouraged. It's one of those things. I remember the first time I tried to dry brush a piece. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. Dry brushing can be so helpful when you're painting, especially when you're using texture. And it's one of those skills that is easy to learn, but hard to master. But it is worth the effort to learn it though. Are there any questions, babe?
Michelle Fensky, Royce, you know automatically if colors look great together. Can that skill be learned?
So I don't, sometimes I'm wrong, but that can absolutely be learned. Color theory is essentially the same as it has been for a super, super long time. If you want to know what colors look good together, like honest to God, there's two things that you can do if it's something that you struggle with. Three things. Okay. My favorite thing to do is, and especially if it's something for you, find your favorite piece of fabric, whether it is a blouse or, a throw pillow, some curtains that has a pattern on it, and look at the colors that are in that. Because a designer made those things and those colors are going to look good together, right? So that's like a really good cheat sheet to do that. B, if you look at your color wheel or two, you guys don't. If you use complementary colors, they are going to look good together. And you guys, I want you guys to think about sports teams and what colors you see, right? How many teams are like purple and gold? They're just using complementary colors, right? Blue and orange, red and green. There's a reason why everything is red and green for Christmas. It's because they look good, right? So if you use complements, and it doesn't have to be this color green and this color red, it could be a red and a green. Now, sometimes you'll put two complements together and they don't quite jive. And this is number 3. You can cheat. Take a little bit of one color and mix it in the other color. And that'll make those two colors more cohesive. So if you are having a hard time putting colors together, putting two complements together and having those be like the main color story of your piece, and then like choosing a neutral to go with it. That's a really good way to do that. I hope that answered your question. This is the kind of Q&A I thought I would get. What did I do? I was doing lives and I was asking for Q&As and nobody ever had questions. Y'all came and hung out with me. I appreciate it. We chit-chatted, but there were no questions. Okay. Ooh, I like it. Doesn't that look better? Patina? No patina. Patina looks so much better. This is so pretty. And the last thing I want to do is to put, oh man, am I out of, oh, I have enough. To put some metallic on here, and then we'll decoupage the top. What time is it, babe?
It is.
Lord, have mercy for Jesus. We have to finish this today. I'm trying to think of what metallic I want to use. I love pale gold. You guys know that's my favorite. But I don't think the pale gold is appropriate for this piece. I think copper would be better. And Tosh has a copper pigment, which I'm going to try to find right now. But it's a little bit too pink to me. It's almost like rose gold. I mean, it's beautiful, but I don't feel like it's copper. And so I generally cheat. And I mix my rose gold and, I mix my copper and the pale gold together to make a perfect copper when I'm using, oh, here it is. Let me do this too.
Okay, watch it.
I see it, baby. Okay. Did Dom answer you?
Ari gave me a thumbs up.
Okay. I'm like worried. What are you at? Okay. So I love Posh Pigments. And this one is copper, but I'm going to show you guys what I mean. You see what I mean? It's like really rosy. It's beautiful. Like if I wanted a rose gold, I would use this. So I'll mix.
Jerry asks, and I'm guessing she wasn't here for the beginning, will you put wax over this or how will you seal it?
Yes, I can, because this was just paint, I can seal it with, well, I'd have to use wax, Jerry, because we actually waxed the surface already. And I'm putting patina on top of that. So I'm cheating a little bit. So ultimately, I'll go over this with clear wax, which, should we do it tonight? We'll do it tonight.
No, you don't want to do it because you said you want to do the other side. So
Well, no, I'll just wax this side though.
I would. No, you've already done the waxing.
And then this is a yellow gold, which to me is like super yellow, right? But these two colors together make the perfect copper. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to mix a wee bit, because we all know that I do not need a lot. I should have like a pack of plastic spoons, or maybe I should just put some spoons out here in general. And I'm going to do like 50-50. And I don't need a ton, like literally just a little bit. I love these pigments to use for metallic because they're dry. So that means I don't have to worry about this drying out or anything. It's going to keep as long as I keep it in a, closed tightly in a dry place. And I can just make exactly what I need. And I can add as much of the pigment as I want to my clear coat. So like if I wanted my metallic paint to be super opaque, I could add a lot of pigment. If I wanted it to be more like a glaze, then I could just use a little bit, right? So I'm in control, which we all know. I like it like that. Of how opaque I want my paint to be. So I'm just going to mix a little bit here because I know that I'm going to need very, very little. And these two colors together make a beautiful copper. And because I'm mixing it myself, I can make any adjustments that I want to make. Like I feel like that's a little bit too yellow. I may have gotten a little carried away. So I'm going to add a little bit more copper. I thought I had more questions tonight because I'm being a bit of this is a mad scientist here. I think at the retreat this year, babe, we should ask people to give us their best mad scientist laugh.
Okay. Tucson youngsters would love to see this technique on old bottles.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do something with bottles. I see so many people doing bottles, and Rima from Mimi's Walls and More, she sent me this gorgeous heart-shaped bottle. She's probably gonna kill me because she sent it like 2 years ago, and I haven't done anything with it yet.
So laser. So what do you mix with the posh pigments?
I'm just using some water-based sealer. So I think this is varnish in here, some Wise Owl varnish, but any kind of sealer, top coat, whatever you call it, right? It's all the same. You just mix that with it. And then Posh also sells an activator too, if you can use that. And I just do it with my finger because I don't know, I like to. And I'm just going to go right over my high points. I made too much. Like, I'm not even going to use all of this.
Jerry Peter asks, Royce, has David ever created any artwork? No. I don't. I'm a writer. I'm not an artist.
Although he can't write for me, y'all. Y'all should have seen when I asked him to write something for me. Oh, no, I asked him to edit something. You guys already know how that went.
Our 7-year-old grandson is a significantly better artist than I am.
You know,
that's not an exaggeration.
I was thinking I need to get my studio cleaned up so I can put his easel in the art room with me, so I can start letting him like really explore while he's still little and excited.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just a little metallic on there on the high spots, and even though I went in with dark wax on the high spots, you can still see the dark. I'm not covering the whole thing, just like the very, very top. And so to me, I just love this so much. I love this look. I haven't created in a long time. So I appreciate you guys playing with me because this has been fun. And these are the kind of finishes I used to do on furniture and stuff too. I think that's part of the thing is I don't know how to do a simple paint finish. So when I think about painting a piece of furniture, I'm thinking about all the steps that it takes to paint furniture. When I don't have to do all that, I can just paint it, but I won't. Okay. So that is what each side will look like when I'm finished. And you guys can see that. So let's see. What side would you guys pick? A or B? Well, B without the drippies on here. I got to take care of that. A, I like A better, or B. So we have one more side to finish, which is the top side. So let's decoupage that before we run out of time. Give me 1 second and let me clean up. You guys know what? While I'm cleaning, I'm going to show you guys a short video. It just takes a few seconds if you guys will humor me and watch it. I got to figure out which one I'm going to do. The ladies from last year's retreat are probably ready to strangle me because they're probably tired of seeing these videos, but let's do this one.
It was perfect. The town was perfect. Everything about this retreat just screamed welcome. And it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah. I would encourage anyone to come and do this.
I would encourage anyone and everyone to learn everything you can from Royce.
It's been fun right from landing on the plane and coming in.
The process was amazing.
So it just is, it's inspiring and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Totally. We were all welcome. Safford welcomed us with open arms and it was amazing. It couldn't have been in a better location. Everything from the venue to the town, to the hosts, to the people in the background making everything happen. It was welcome.
Well, I loved it.
I loved it. It was great. It was absolutely great. I highly recommend coming to this retreat.
Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. So you didn't hear anything I just said?
No, they didn't.
Okay. If you guys want me to put the QR code up for YouTube, I can put it back up. I apologize.
That's where you're at.
Okay. If you guys are interested in coming to the retreat, you can use a QR code if you're on YouTube. If anybody wants me to put it back up, I absolutely can. If you're on Facebook, you can just put retreat and you will get a message, instant message with information about the retreat. I was telling David, I went through last night because I'm trying to get like final numbers because I still have some things that I kind of wait until close to the last minute to order. And we have we have fewer people than we had last year. And so this year's retreat is going to be more intimate and we'll be able to spread out a little bit more because we won't have as many people there, which is, I mean, it's good.
I get it why people cancel this economy. Ooh.
Yeah. And I get it. You know, I mean, I'm not upset with people who cancel, but I'm just saying.
No, I look, we go to the grocery store. We get.
Yeah. I'm excited though. We're getting down.
My car.
Oh, I know.
I don't know how much has changed since I came home and went to bed.
Oh, I know.
It's
I
been
know.
5 days.
Anyways, if you guys want to come, there are still seats available. There are fewer people than there were last year. So it's going to be a lot more intimate. We're in the same space, which means we'll probably have fewer people at each table. Although I have one table, the table that was in the center. We won't say any names. They will probably still have 5 or 6 people at their table because, you know, they're going to sit together, they said. I won't say any names, Flea and Melissa and Heather. But we're getting down to the wire and I am just getting super excited. I've changed the project like 4 times already, but it will be good when you guys get here. I'm excited to teach. We have some new processes. It won't be the same thing we did last year. There'll be some overlap, but not a lot. We're going to go deeper into like how to mix your colors. So we'll be going to the next level of that discussion. And I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'm just cleaning up. And I went ahead and put the rest of my my metallic over here rather than waste it. So it'll be fine. If I have to put a little bit more after I add my patina, it'll be fine. But let's get the top decoupage because I want to use, oh man, the warm. I didn't make sure I had that paper in here. It better be in here. I don't think we use it in the membership for anything. Because that was the last, oh, here it is. So this is one of the new designs, and this is the warm topography decoupage paper. And you know, it's interesting because I do these digitally, and generally it takes me a few weeks because like one design has so many layers in it. And I love them. And then I get them, and then I love them even more. And then I use them, and then I love them even more. So that was certainly the case with this piece. I'm trying to figure out, let me see if I can find like the perfect height of something to put under here. Ooh, that's pretty close. So, we are making it work over here, y'all. Like Tim Gunn says, make it work.
6:15.
I know, baby. We're just going to decoupage.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Okay. So let me make sure I'm in the shot, though. This is some serious balancing act over here. This is like a circus show. And I'm askewed a little bit. That's weird. I'm askew. Okay. I am going to decoupage this top, and I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to use crackle on it, but you guys are probably tired of seeing crackle because that's my new like obsession is the fine line crackle. This one would look really good, and it's like almost the perfect size for that. When I was making this paper, I tried to be thoughtful about the sizes. And so there are some like 11 by 14, 8 by 10, 4 by 6 to make it easier when you guys are doing your projects. This one is nice, but it would be like sideways, right? I think this one is going to be the perfect one for this piece. I'm going to go ahead and trim this out. And if you are new here, this is Royce decoupage paper. It is an 18-pound tissue, so it's heavier than like gift tissue that you get to stuff into your bags. But it's still tissue paper, which means when you decoupage with it, it virtually disappears on the surface of your project. And so when you guys see me decoupaging, like 99.95995% of the time, it's a Royce decoupage paper. So, and the rest of this is like for a whole nother project, right? I can use that another day. And I love this little piece of typography right here, but I also love this grungy corner. So I may end up trimming this out and adding it back on here later. And because it's tissue paper, if I were to do that, you won't even be able to tell. So let's do that. I'm gonna take this one all the way to the edge so that that's off edge. And I'll go ahead and just trim this. And I'm running my finger along this edge right here so that it'll mark exactly where that is and I can trim it. And I hope I trimmed it. There were several lines there, so hopefully I trimmed it in the right place. Woo! I'm cutting it close. But that's good. And so I'm going to go ahead and trim this piece off that I love. And so sometimes with the paper, this happens, right? There's a piece that you absolutely love that's somewhere else, and you're trying to figure out how to position your paper, but a lot of times you can cut that piece off and just add it back somewhere else. And so I can just decoupage that right on top of there and nobody will ever know. And so I'm just going to use the matte varnish to decoupage with because that's what I have out. You can use a clear coat, top coat varnish as long as it's water-based to decoupage with. You can use a matte medium if that's what you have on your table. You can use Mod Podge if that's what you prefer. So it is up to you and what your preferences are, what you use to decoupage your piece or what you have, right? And so I'm going to mist my paper. And you guys will notice when I'm misting my paper, I'm misting the part that I'm going to be decoupaging, right? So I didn't miss the whole thing. I just misted this section that I'm going to be working on right now. And what that does is it enables the fibers in my paper to relax so that when the paper comes into contact with the moisture of my decoupage medium, it doesn't respond because that's where your wrinkles come from. Is your paper is responding to the moisture in your decoupage medium. And I'm going to be using this water-based varnish to both adhere my paper and to seal my paper. And so this is my anchor row. And I love to start off with an anchor row because it sets the stage for everything that goes after it, right? So once I get this down, it's going to determine how my paper is going to lay down for the rest of this project. So I'll take my time with this first section. And then I can be willy-nilly with the rest because I know my paper is going to be good to go.
Jerry Peter asks, have you ever done something that has a coastal theme?
I have in the past. I'll be honest with you, Jerry, coastal themes, I don't know if there just aren't enough people living on the coast for the relevant. They don't generally do well, the coastal themes, but I'm not saying I won't ever do it again, but as a general rule, the coastal themes just don't sell as well as the other ones do. So now that I've gotten my starter strip done, I can move on to the rest. And we'll let that rest. Now I can be willy-nilly because I know my paper is going to lay down right. I do want to make sure that I put down enough medium to adhere my paper. And I want to make sure that I don't leave any spots where there isn't any medium. A lot of times when you get bubbles in your decoupage, it's because there was a spot that either didn't have enough adhesive or didn't have any at all. So when you're using the misting method, I have found that you need to use a little bit more product than before. You don't want it to be puddled on your surface, but you do want to be generous with it. And you want to make sure that you have like an even coat. If you have a spot where you barely have enough, your paper may not adhere well in that spot. And then like over time, like a year from now, you'll get a bubble in that spot. And it's because it's basically lifting up from a surface that didn't have enough adhesive on it. Make sure I go all the way back, right? Because I don't want to have issues with my paper like not adhering where I left off, and then working from one side to the other.
Lisa Van Sil says, how well would that paper do as to being on the bottom with your pink floral on top? Would it show through? So if you put this down and then put pink floral over it, your paper.
Oh, yes. As long as your top paper has a light background, whatever you decoupage underneath would show through. So like you're talking about the time when I did the burlap roses with the script underneath. Yes, it will absolutely. But just know that the warmth of this will also show through, right? So it won't show through white. The warmth of the paper will also show through as well, which I'm not saying that that wouldn't be beautiful, but just know that everything's going to show through the script, but also the warmth of the paper.
Angie Champagne says she would like a schooner paper.
What's a schooner?
It's a big giant ship.
Oh, okay. I actually have a design that I started because Angie hit me up at the retreat last year about a ship paper. So Angie, I have something that I've been working on. For me, the challenge is to create something that is going to appeal to a large group of people, but I think I may have it figured out. I heard you. I did. I did not forget about you. And so let me dry this and then we'll trim this really quickly. And then I was going to try it. Well, we'll see. Let's see what happens. And remember, this is a chopping board and like a plain old corbel from the thrift store is what we started with for this project. And whenever I'm making like my Frankenstein pieces, sometimes the most frustrating thing is when you're trying to screw pieces together and maybe you're working alone, you know, and you're trying to clamp it, but it's awkward. I'll use wood glue and I'll glue my pieces together first, and then I'll go in and drill and screw things together. That way everything is in place and I'm not fighting against like moving parts. So I did glue this first, and then after the glue was set, I went in and added 2 screws, but I didn't do like a wonderful job of like setting into my surface. I can still kind of see them, but you know, it's fine.
Sammy, the Tucson youngsters would like to see some cactus papers, swallow, prickly pears, etc.
I'm hoping, Tammy, I was telling David last night, it can be a lot sometimes when you have more ideas, which I know y'all understand. When you have more ideas and you have time, because I would actually like to do a painting, Tammy. I've already made my source with some cactus and, you know, the blooms and mountains and the sunset, you know, the things about Arizona that we absolutely love. So soon, someday, I don't know.
Michelle Fensky says, when is the retreat?
The retreat is April 24th through the 27th. It's here in Safford, Arizona. You guys, the retreat includes all of your supplies. And your grab bags are not just grab bags. They're anything in your bag you get to take home at the end of the weekend, which includes your apron, your palette, your brushes. I'm making a decoupage paper just for the retreat, so it won't be available anywhere else. And I'm also making stencils just for the retreat, so they won't be available anywhere else. And all of that goes into your swag bags, because my goal is to not only teach you there at the retreat, but to send you home with tools that will hopefully help you be able to continue to create. We serve breakfast and lunch on the days that we're there. So third Friday all day and Saturday all day, and then brunch on Sunday. And then Thursday night, we have a meet and greet. It's at the event hotel. And we serve like a light kind of, I won't say dinner, but like finger foods. It's not like a full-on meal, but it could be though, honestly. We were talking about that today.
You're talking about right before we came on.
I know, poor David.
Yeah.
I had a huge design job to finish. And so I was like super focused. And then I got done yesterday. And now my mind is like available. So poor David. Poor David has to deal with me right now. And my mind is like just totally focused on the retreat now. But yes, so that's the retreat, and you will be learning. Hopefully you'll learn something new, or even if it's just learning about something that you've known about, but maybe looking at it in a different way. And a lot of the ladies who talk about the retreat talk about just the value of the community, of being in a room full of people who get it, who understand our craziness, because our families, they don't get it. They love us, but they don't understand. And of course, you know what song is in my mind, right? No. Parents just don't understand. Bum.
Should be noted that coming to the retreat will get you something else that we can't announce.
Yes. So I
Yeah.
do have a new product release coming out. I forgot about that. And that will be in your swag bags as well. And you guys will literally be the first ones to see them.
When we say new product, we're not talking about like
A new paper. No.
It's a new thing.
Yes. That I am insanely excited about. I can't believe I forgot. I didn't forget. I don't know. I guess I'm not stressed out about it anymore because I'm not designing it, or, you know what I'm saying? Now it's just production and getting it here.
Looks like Electric Emporium just jumped on and asked, what are you working on?
We're working on our project that we started a couple of weeks ago, and we're just finishing her up. This edge is funky. I don't know why.
And we have a question about next week's project, but I think we'll wait for that.
Oh, what's the question?
What kind of glue would you use to glue rubber to a chrome plate?
Rubber. I mean, I don't know about rubber. That's not next year's. I have metal on metal for next week.
Metal. Okay.
Yeah. Rubber to a chrome plate. Maybe E6000. Will that melt rubber? I think E6000 should be fine. And I was going to do a 2-part crackle on top of this, but it's 628, so I'm just going to wax this. We're going to wax it, and we're going to call it a day. So I am going to go over and do one more coat of varnish, though, because we want to make sure we have a durable surface, because I will be putting stuff on top of here. So I'm going to put another coat of varnish on top of here, and then we're going to use some wax, and then she will be finished. And if you guys want to see me use 2-part crackle over decoupage, there is did I do the short on YouTube? There is a short on my channel about using crackle over decoupage. And then I will be putting some videos up. I did some lives during January. I was live every day in January. We did a lot of lives with a lot of 2-part crackle. The fine line crackle, which is my favorite. because it's my new obsession. Fine line crackle and milk paint. Did I tell you not to leave your brush jars if you're using milk paint? It gets stinky really fast. I'm just telling you. Don't do it. I walked into my shed and I almost fell out. Okay. Let me dry this and then we're going to add some wax. And then we're going to call it a day. Hey, Dorothy, how are you? Thank you. Yes, we're feeling a lot better, girl. Are you home? Or are you still gallivanting across the globe looking at birds? Dorothy was in, where were you, Dorothy? Somewhere tropical. Bird watching.
Kathleen Newton asks, are you putting the little paper piece on?
Oh, Kathleen, thank you, girl. My people got me, baby. I'm trying to rush so we can, because my husband didn't give me the side eye already. I am choosing a piece that doesn't have like a lot of stuff on it. You know, not that it really matters, but I don't want to have it like where something's going to show through. So I'm just going to put it right there. And the paper is so thin, like you won't even know. Thank you, Kathleen. Help a sister out. And the thing about decoupage that's so fabulous, especially if you're using like a quality varnish to both adhere and to seal your paper, is that you're trapping that paper in between, or you're encasing it in between the product, right? So you have product on either side of it. So as long as you're using a quality sealer, it's going to be durable. And if somebody asked me a question in one of my videos because she said she had a lot of moisture in her chalk and she was finding that her decoupage was bubbling. If you're using like a quality adhesive, whether that's your water-based varnish, right? And you're going over it. Like if I was going to have this outside somewhere, I would probably like do what I'm doing now and make sure it's completely dry. And then maybe going over with a couple of layers of like Rust-Oleum clear spray paint. That way I don't have to worry about the moisture. Or if you're using a water-based product that's marine grade, that would also be appropriate. So however you're going to use your paper, you want to make sure that you're using a sealer that's going to be appropriate for that. Another question that I hear a lot is heat resistant. So there is like an engine spray you can get over in the auto section at Walmart or like your big box stores. And like if you're going to do a coaster, you can just spray it with that. And that is like made to resist heat. And there's also one for like appliances, like for your stove, and they have clear versions. So like be an appropriate sealer to use for coasters. Or you could just use resin. You know, just make sure you use the hard type if you're going to use like UV resin. And I want to show you guys something really quickly. I have so much like really deep color on this piece. And if you look here on the edge, you guys see that white right there? It stands out, right? Because it's dark and I have to paint white though under my paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some dark wax. I'm going to use a dark wax around my edges first, which make sure your edges are tacked down good before you go in with the wax. Because if you start with the wax and then you try to adhere your paper, that's not going to work. So I'm going to go around the edges with some dark wax to address that. And then I'm going to use clear wax over the rest and then go over the whole thing with some dark wax. And that's going to help to unify everything. And let me use one of my small brushes. My poor brushes, y'all. They just get abused. And let's just say you're not a wax person, because there was a time where you guys wouldn't see me using wax on anything. So I've been there. You can use glaze. Glaze is fine. And it's the same principle. If you're going to use a dark glaze, you want to use like a clear sealer first, especially if you're working with like clay-based or chalk-based paints, because they are super porous. And if you go right over them with a dark glaze, they will just suck up the pigment and get really dark really fast. And then dry that and then go over with your dark glaze. So if you prefer glaze to wax, you can use that too. Honestly, once you seal your decoupage paper, you can use like just about whatever you want.
Dorothy was in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, yeah. I knew you were somewhere fabulous. I can't wait to see photos. I mean, I saw photos, but I'm assuming you took a lot more than that. I don't know if Dorothy's going to be able to join us next month. And I'm happy because Lynn Brundage and Megan are coming. And I am so excited to hang. I mean, I love Lynn. I really do. She had me laughing so hard when we were in Wisconsin. But I really do love Megan. So they're both going to be here. I am super excited. They were going to come last year, but I believe Lynn's mom was having some health issues. So they weren't able to come. So they're going to come this year. And Megan has already booked flights. So it's a done deal. So I'm just going around with that dark wax. And what that's going to do is just camouflage that stark white so that we don't see that. And so it's just, you see that? It's gone, right? And I'm only going to go over with clear wax first because I don't want this to get super dark. And where is our clear wax? That is the yellow paint. Oh, I hope this is the clear one. That's white wax. Which, you guys, DIY's white wax is my favorite. It has the most pigment in it. Okay, you know what? Where is my brush? I know that my wax brush probably has enough wax in it to tackle this. I actually think this is my, yeah. So I can't find my wax, but I think there's enough wax in my brush, maybe, to seal this enough so that the dark wax doesn't like take over. Because I cannot put my hand on my clear wax. I see the ebony wax, I see the dark wax, I see the white wax, but I do not see the clear wax. That is so weird. That really is not. Okay. We are going to take a chance. See what happens. Worst case scenario, it gets too dark and then I come in later with my clear wax. And, oh, you know why I can't find my clear wax? Because I freaking have it right here. Holding up my project. Nobody told me, baby. You're not even watching, are you? Okay, so let's go over with some clear wax first to make sure our project doesn't get too dark. There are no questions, babe? And then let me just wipe this back. And if you ever are waxing something and it does get too dark, you can go in with your clear wax and it really does help to like knock it back or to pick it up. And as far as waxes goes, the clear wax I'm using tonight is DIY's clear wax. And this is Annie Sloan's dark wax, which is just my favorite. Her dark wax is really rich. And I like it a lot. If you guys are using reusable towels for your wax, be sure that you lay these out flat when you're done, so that you don't have problems with fire. And it just adds some depth to it and it can unify things too. I'm going to go in because I have that same dark wax right on my project. So when I use it on my project and it's also on my paper, it just unifies everything. And if you're ever working, I've painted something before and then I stepped back and my colors felt like they weren't like, I don't know, they just weren't jiving well together. Glaze or wax is a really nice way to unify colors together. So if this was like multiple colors, I could go over it with glaze or wax and it just really pulls everything together. And so that is it, you guys. We finally finished this project. I think everybody voted for this side, right? I think so. So we did some patina tonight. I have some copper highlights on there. And then we added the decoupage. So this will go on my gallery wall. And I love floating shelves because I collect, and I'm sure that none of you understand this, I collect a lot of vintage things and I don't want to just collect them and have them like sitting in a box somewhere. I want to be able to display them in my space for me to be able to enjoy them. But there's only so much surface space that you have on your furniture, right? So if you can have like little floating ledges or shelves on your gallery wall, then you can put together, you know, little vignettes of your favorite things, and then they can bring you joy every day. So this will go on my wall in my living room, and I'll build a vignette on it, probably multiple ones. And that is all I have for tonight, baby, unless you had anything else that I'm supposed to talk about.
Karen Moyer says, what is the Annie Sloan color of dark?
It's just dark. That's all it is. It's just her dark wax. And it's because it's brown, but it's like a rich brown. It's a warm brown. Sometimes the dark waxes can be cool, like a cool color. And this one's really warm. And I think that's why I enjoy this one so much. For my clear wax, I interchange between DIY and Wise Owl's clear wax. I do enjoy both DIY's and Wise Owl's wax because they don't have the fumes that you get in Min Wax or Brie Wax and Annie Sloan both have that like smell. You guys know what I mean? But with DIY and Wise Owl, you don't have that smell. So
Jerry Peter asks, will you take us on one of your thrifting trips so we could see what you pick out? We were just talking about that today. We haven't done that in a while.
I know. Well, I never know when I have to wait for opportunities to arise.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we've taken like days where we just go.
Yes.
And we haven't done that for a while either.
Oh, we were talking about, no, we haven't taken a day trip in a while. And so we were just talking about like, we just need to go to Tucson for the day. I hate to take you guys to my spots though, man. If you're in Tucson, like my best picking is always out on the east side. On the east side, out on Houghton is where I've always had the best picks for anything. But we can, I mean, yeah. The video that I posted of the pick that where I found that toolbox, that was that was at Donna's at Mr. McEwen's. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes people, I mean,
yeah, that one was local.
Yes, that one was local. The one out south of town was local. So sometimes I have friends who call me and like, I don't know, but I usually do a live or I'll do a video about those picks.
What was the one I sent you? There was a lot of metal stuff. Oh, Karen Fox.
Yes, and she's invited me out. I need to go out. She's invited me several times to come out and pick her property. I need to do that though. That would be fun.
We've got a lot of old properties that have been in families for literally 100 years,
mm-hmm.
Which I know there are people on the East that are like 100 years. That's like your babies.
Yes.
Get it. But for Arizona, that's a long time. For a lot of Arizona, that's a really long time. And there's stuff, but the families have to decide, yeah, it's time.
Yeah. Yes. So, sometimes that happens. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have heard this before, but my grandmother would always say, you can make more money, but you can't make more time. And so we really do appreciate you guys sharing your time with us. I hope that there was something that I shared tonight that is valuable for you. And next week, we'll be working on our silver-plated tray, spoon, sconce. That should be fun. And you guys know that I want to use typewriter that works. Me too. I actually have a couple, Dorothy, but you know, only a couple. But if I see something, Dorothy, you're in Tucson, girl. That is like the picking mecca. You got to be on the local Tucson pages so you can find stuff. You guys have a good week. Join me tomorrow. I'll be here for Mixed Media Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And other than that, you guys just remember, experiment and have fun, because where experimentation goes, creativity follows. Thank you so much. You guys have a blessed week, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning, Lord willing.